welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a 5-part series featuring pop-up cards, and the first of those is this. I've called it a winged gatefold pop-up card. It's not my original idea. It's based on a tutorial by Sam Colcott of Mixed Up Craft, and I'll leave a link to her YouTube tutorial in the description box below. As you can see, it's secured with this belly band, which slides off. And then these little wings here open to reveal the gatefold portion of the card. And the piece, this falls forward here, like so. And then it can stand erect. But that's not all, of course, because this is a pop-up card series. So you have to lift this in order to find that surprise. And there we have pop-up. There's room on the back for a message or any sentiment that you want to place. And if you would like to learn how to make this winged gatefold pop-up card, stick with me and I'll show you how. For the card base, I've chosen this piece of 12 by 12 American Craft cardstock, and it has a textured side as well as a smooth side. So put this in the scoreboard, and what we're going to do is score it at 3 inches. And at 9 inches. And then rotate it and score it down the middle at 6. Thing you want to do, of course, is to fold and burnish along your score lines. These, and then you want to remove 2 of the rectangles, and you also want to be sure that you've cut away the score line so that it doesn't snag when you're trying to fold your card in. So I'm just going to come along this just to the right of that score line and cut that off. And then here, come just to the left, and if you have to tidy it up later, you can do that. And then do the same on this side. Is going to drop down, and these are going to fold in, and as you can see, I want to be sure that that is nice and crisp, nice sharp folds there for our gatefold, and our drop down. Now we're going to work on these side panels here, which is going to form the sort of wings of this gatefold. So take a ruler and measure up 3 inches. So that'll be half the distance. So whether you come from that end or this end, it's going to be the same. And then come over here and do the same 3 inches. Right? Then what you need to do is to come in from this fold here, this score line, and you want to measure in 1/2 inch from that fold. So we're going to come in 1/2 inch. So we've got this. Just connect those two lines, and then we'll come in 1/2 inch here. And just a little tick mark there. Then take your ruler and mark this, or you could just come straight in with your scissors if you desire, but you can always rub these out afterwards. So that is going to come off. So go from this point to that mark there. Right. And then what you're going to do is remove this piece here. So like this. So come up from the point to that 1/2 inch mark. And then from the other side, do the same. Rub out those little marks. Yeah. Have like so. Do the same on this side. Fold it over. If it wants to snag just a little bit there, there's a tiny little bit of that score mark left on there, so I'm just going to come along there and tidy that up. Here as well. That should hopefully close. And I'll just give it another press with my bone folder. And there is the start of our gatefold card. Decorate the front of this card. I have this piece which is cut at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and it's going to go right here in the center. Decorate these triangle bits here on the gatefold. I'm going to use the matching paper. For the mats that are going to go here, I'm going to cut out a template. And I've got a piece of 2 5/8 by 2 3/4, measured in 3/8 of an inch here, and then just connected that line. Now I'll cut along that piece there. And you'll see I have my triangle with this straight edge here, this little flattened out bit here. So that will go in like so. So what I want to do is I want to draw onto my paper. I'm going to cut two of them this way, and then I'll flip it over and I'll cut two in that direction. So I can actually turn it onto the back side here. It'll be easier to see my pencil marks. I'm just going to draw around. I'll bring it back to my card. And then these are going to go into the corners. Like that. I have this piece. I'm going to cut my matting pieces out again. And bring this one up here, like that. I'm just going to raise this side across here and down. Other two corners, I've got this piece. They're going to go up here like that. So I want inside here, on the bottom, I've got this piece. I'm going to place there. This is a 5 3/4 inch square piece. It's going to sit in there like that. And then for here, this piece that I had left over, and I'm just going to fussy cut this out by simply going along this edge here, right down there. But of course, if you wanted to put just cardstock here or paper here, you would do the 5 3/4 inch square. Just want to trim that just a little bit there. And then I'm going to bring this up here, leave that in place. Up, I have a piece that is cut at 2 by 2, and I'm going to score it every 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. So we have that. Then I'll fold and burnish that. We're only going to place adhesive on the 2 outer bits here. I'll apply the adhesive to these 2 outer rectangles, not to the ones in the middle, but only on the outside. So what I'm going to do is just hold it flat like that, take my glue and run it along this tab. I'll turn it over, do the same on the other side. Then the card. I'm just going to sort of angle it here. I want it to go. And then fold that flat. A good press. Then our pop-up element is in place. We can do it from both sides. For the piece that is going to be used to pop up, I've got this bit here, and all I've done is take 2 of these cutouts that I've actually fussy cut and mounted it onto some cardstock and glued the rows on the top. I'm going to place this like so. Again, I'll just close it down and burnish that again. Open it, pop up, will spring up like that. Then we can put some other little bits in here, which I'm going to have a look around, see what I've got, and then we'll go on to the front. Looking at this bit of leftover paper, so what I could do is measure in and see see that should be about an inch. If I were to just continue cutting that triangle out, and then coming in an inch from this corner, like that, coming out another 2 inches, one, 2, that would be like that. Actually, I could take it back here maybe a little bit, there and there, and then come up the 1/2 inch. Half an inch here, half an inch here, and I'll just cut that bit off there. Give it a test. Right, that's not too bad. It would have been easier if I had decided on that before I placed the pop-up in there, but this will do just fine. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm quite pleased with that. Yes, it's very nice. So, onto the front now. Remember, this is going to fold over like this, and then there will be a belly band that holds this in place. So what I've got for this is I have this topper, and again, this has been cut from a digital file, and then I've just put it on a bit of card just to give it a little more depth and strength, and I'm going to place that in the center. Forget, I'm going to put this piece of white paper on the back, and then I can use that for a message, or if you wanted to stamp a sentiment on here, you could do that. Another one of those roses, like the one on the inside in the pop-up. I'm going to just lay this down. Now this one isn't mounted on cardstock, it's just the actual paper. I'm just going to place that here into the corner, just to give it a little interest. So, there we are. Right. We're nearly there. As you can see, it stands erect and pops up as well. So let's work on the belly band next. So I have another piece of scrap. This again is the American Craft cardstock. and it's cut at 1.5 inches, and it's 12 inches long. Could have it a little shorter, because even if it doesn't meet up in the middle, just like this one doesn't, you will be covering this anyway with your topper. So I want to decorate this a little as well, and I'm going to take this piece, which again was another offcut. I'm going to place that down the center. This is, I believe it's 1 inch. Shorter than the 12 inches, but again, it does not matter. So, include that sort of central to there. Come down a bit with that. Okay. And now we can take this, just sort of bend it down. In fact, I can use my bone folder to sort of soften that up a bit, stretch those fibers. And then just have it come round like so. And leave it loose enough so that you'll be able to slide it on and off the card. Now to cover this part of the belly band, I have this sentiment here which says Special Wishes, and it's from that same digital paper, and I've just mounted it onto a bit of card. And then I have a piece of this scrap left, and I'm going to round the corners of this. This one measures 2 inches by 4 inches. I'm just going to round that off. And I'll put my sentiment on there like that. And then I can put that in place like that. Oh yeah. And that will still slide off. On this pop-up here, I'm going to add a bit of sparkle onto this rose. Then, for the belly band, and I'm going to have to be very careful when I put this back on, I've got some glossy accents, and on these little pearls that have been printed into here, I'm going to just go around and cover them with these glossy accents, and as that dries, it's going to get shiny, but it will take a few hours for that to happen. In fact, it's best if you can just give it, you know, like overnight. So there we have the glossy accents, and we have our belly band here. It's going to get over, and I'm going to try to keep from putting my fingers in those glossy accents. Just slide that into place. And there you have it, the finished winged gatefold pop-up card with belly band that slides off, and it opens to reveal these little wings here, and the pop-up element is the finishing touch, the little surprise inside. So this could just be propped up against something, but will stand in the meantime like so. I'm really pleased with that. That was a lovely design, and as I said, it's by Sam Colcott from Mixed Up Craft, and I'll leave a link to her video so you can see her version, because she used an actual diamond cutout in the center and made it into a Christmas card. Christmas in July. Thank you so much for joining me today for the first in a 5-part series of pop-up cards. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so today. You can also share this video as well as comment below. And don't forget to ring the notification bell, because that way you won't miss out on any of the other cards that will be featured in this series, as well as any other future tutorials. Until next time, please stay safe and crafty hugs. Bye.